Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Aries here with the video. So, first I wanted to say, today was an interesting day. I went to the post office, didn't get any mail. Aaron and I were talking. He says, I got out of bed today and I got a business email that finally came in after writing the guy a snail mail letter. I hope he gets back to me Monday. Anyways, the business associate. So anyways, I got woke up by Mormons. My dog kept oofing and oofing and oofing. It was like, wah, 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 like a little yappy. So I finally got out of bed. I didn't get much done. And then I washed up and I sat there and I slammed down 1 cup of coffee. Then I slammed down a 2nd cup of coffee. Ran to the shower. Got out of the shower, dried off, ran over to Aaron's place, and Aaron's like, what time is it? And I'm like, it's like 2. He's like, yeah, I'm not feeling too my nose, bleh. So, plug it. So finally, I said, okay. So I go back home, I get geared up, and then we walk him. And we go back to my place after walking the boys, and nothing in the post office box. So Aaron's like, oh, well, so we made lunch. And tonight he's like, you get sausages. Well, I don't mind 2 sausages with some sides, like fries, but 5 sausages and fries? Sorry to say, but no thank you, I'm just relaxing, I'm starting to realize I'm not young. I'm actually getting up there in age, where I'm not young anymore. So, anyways, then we decided to get into the game. And I told him to go on to his side. He's like, why do we got to go to my side? Well, because, he played it. And I already went through, most of the, half of the acts on Diablo 3 for my rest. Well, he's like, oh, fine. So, he was getting a lot of experience. So, he's like, that's great. Woohoo, yeah. And I'm like, so anyways, finally me and Aaron, we got through Act 3, and I'm like, oh, great, there's an Act 4. What, you're disappointed? Well, then we got to the Act 4, talking about the game, and it's a great game and all. It doesn't compete with Diablo 1 or 2. The storyline is okay, which reminds me, talking about story, I was trying to locate something on my tablet, but I could not get it to work. So, anyways, what? Oh, okay. Anyways, well, minding my business on it, I decided to look up a book real quick to read. So, the Diablo series, because I'm curious to find out on the Diablo books on Amazon if how many books there are, and because I would like to read the books. What's this one? So it talks about these books, but how many books are there in the Diablo series? That's the question. I asked Aaron a question, but Book of Tyrael, Book of Storm, Book of Sinwar, the Sinwar box set, the Legacy, the number 1. So, I'm going to have to check that out and have Aaron look into it for me, because he knows what I'm looking for. But anyways, I was hoping to, read, the books, but if there's 100 books, the library's gonna have to bring them all in. So I frankly am not going to get that many, yeah, book sets. Here we go. So apparently, let's see. There's Diablo Archive, Diablo 3 Book of Cain, Diablo Sword of Justice, Diablo 3 Shonen Manga. I'll have to have Aaron look it up, but anyways, you get the point. So, Aaron was talking about the book set, but again, he never got to answer emails, so, anyways, so, finally, like I said, we got through Act 3, and I was like, oh, great, Act 4. Well, we got into Act 4, and Aaron's like, what a pushover. Well, I died once tonight. So far in my entire game, I've died, Aaron's died twice, I've died 3 times in the entire time we've been playing together, but, it's only because, the way things are looking, so, but yeah, anyways, I went up against, last night playing. I finished Act 2, and I thought Act 2 was kind of a big disappointment. It's just like being in the desert, like Act 2 in Diablo 2, and then you got to Act 3, and it's usually the jungle, but in this one it's the back to Mount Arreat, where Act 5 was in Diablo 2, and you're going through it, and you're like, oh yeah, and then Act 4 is between. You got actual heaven, then you got hell. Then you know how heaven was attacked and by demons, and finally you destroyed them all, and you're like, yes, maybe this is the end of it, Reaper of Soul. And then all of a sudden you see the thingy, and it talks about, Act 3 was disappointment, because as soon as in the end, you didn't expect what you expected, and then you're like, oh no, and then Act 4 starts, and you're just like, you're like, damn. So, you get it done, and that's it, And then the game says, oh yeah, under bosses you can't fight this boss or this boss because they'll be trapped. That's one area you can't do, so you're on your own. It's like, so unless you know what you're doing, you should always have a tag team partner when you're going into these main bosses, because you don't know what you're expecting. Smaller bosses, no problem, but bigger bosses, don't know. So tomorrow me and Eric's going to play Diablo a bit. I got spreadsheets to do, but yeah, that was a disappointment. Oh, by the way, I got cut like 4 hours of sleep today. Neighbors kicked the door and caused Blizzard to bark, and everything else. Tonight they went to this dance, Aaron says. He's like, oh yeah, everyone went to this dance. They're racist. They won't allow us to go. Well, we didn't get a notice. Oh, well, it's a dance, and it's this, and it's... He says they're for Latinos or Hispanics. It's like, I don't care if they're Hispanic, Latino, or Mexican. They're not singling us out. But he's like, oh, yeah, they are. So it's like, whatever. So instead, me and Aaron just jammed out here and played, Diablo 2, or Diablo 3. I also offered to get a copy of Diablo 2 to play with Angela, so we'll see how well that plays out. So... anyways, that's about it. I got spreadsheets to do tomorrow. Spreadsheets to do Monday through Thursday. I got to get cleaning done tomorrow. Tidying up the office, tidying up the quarters, and getting it prepared for the guy to repair the kitchen. And while I'm at it, I might as well steam clean the carpets. So, once that's done, I got to check in with the neighbor. So... anyways, I hope all is well with you all, and may God bless you, may God bless me, may God bless the world. Please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments, leave feedback. Thank you, and may God bless the world.